significance of the days of the Sfirat Omer. The Sefas Emes explains in the name, he says in the name of the, he brings from the Zohar. The Zohar says in Parshat Tetzaveh, a person who keeps alignment in the best way during these days from Pesach until Shavuot, 49 days of Sfirat Omer. Such a person will not come to judgment in the month of Tishrei. So whoever was in our class in Likutei Moharan on Monday, we explained a fantastic framework of the difference and the Chagim of Pesach and the Chagim of Tishrei. But the Zohar says that if you keep these days between Pesach and Shavuot in alignment, in holiness, then you won't come to any judgment, you won't have any mishpat in the Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, in the month of Tishrei. Because now it's understood, because this is the soul of everything. These days are the soul of the whole year. It's the inner dimension of the whole year. And so if you rectify yourself in these days, then you're already healed for the rest of the year. You're already standing in alignment for the rest of the year. And when it comes to the time of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, there's no judgment that can come upon you. And so the Imre Emet brings also from the Arizal. The Arizal says that from Pesach until Shavuot, just like it's the time in the spring when the fruits are growing, when the produce is growing in the fields, everything is coming back to life. He says it's also in consciousness. The soul of a person grows and flourishes during this time of the year. For the entire year, this is when you're growing for the whole year. And therefore, the whole year is dependent on these days. And we know from the holy Rashash in the Sefer Nahar Shalom, page 32, the Rashash says that these days from Pesach until Shavuot are the root of the entire year. And in the way that you align yourself during these days, during these 49 days, that's the way that you will be helped from above. That's what will be manifested for you in the whole year. So if you ever had any time that you were wondering, well, what is the best time to set my intentions for the year? There's nothing more powerful than these 49 days. These are 49 gates, pathways, channels of consciousness that set the tone for the entire year. And that's why we have the Lam Natziach of the menorah, channeling that light for the entire year. So let's learn more deeply into this, and this is the final thing I wanted to speak about. There's a Torah in the Likutei Moharan. In the second part of the Likutei Moharan, it's Torah 73. Rabbi Nachman says, Mi sherotzeh, it starts like this. Mi sherotzeh lizkot teshuva, someone who wants to merit real teshuva, yeh ragil ba'amirat tehillim. Habituate yourself to read Tehillim. Because reading Tehillim, he says, is tremendously powerful to bringing you teshuva, to return you to Hashem. And he explains it. He says, why? There are 50 channels, 50 pathways to teshuva, to returning to Hashem. Now, 49 of those gates, 49 of those pathways, every person can go into and achieve. But the 50th gate of teshuva, which is the actually most important one, he says only Hashem can open that up for the person. Because he says Hashem also does teshuva. Like it says in the verse in Malachi, Hashem says, return to me and I will return to you. So we see that Hashem also does teshuva, so to speak. So the 49 gates of teshuva are the pathways that we walk into. But all that you can do in order to return to Hashem is one thing. But if Hashem doesn't open up that 50th gate, if Hashem doesn't turn back to you, then what have you accomplished? It's not consistent, it's not lasting, it's not the real type of teshuva that you're seeking. Now, the 50th day is the Shavuot. It's when Hashem turns to us and gives us the Torah. So he says like this. He says that the 49 gates of teshuva represent the 49 letters that you had in the names of the 12 tribes. If you look at the names of Reuven, Shimon, the 12 children of Yaakov, the 12 sons of Yaakov, on the breastplate of the Kohen Gadol, on the Choshen, they have altogether, there's 49 letters in their names. Because all of us, we all seek to turn to Hashem, and that's the 49 gates of teshuva. And there are 49 pathways for each of the 49 categories of souls. Every soul has its own pathway to return to Hashem. And some people, they don't even have an awakening in their heart. They don't even have a motivation to return to Hashem. But even when you do find motivation to return to Hashem, not necessarily that you'll find your personal pathway to succeed in your teshuva. And even if you do find your personal pathway and your personal gate and your personal way to turn to Hashem and to succeed in healing yourself and aligning yourself with Hashem, not necessarily that you will find that gate open for you consistently. And for all of these different reasons, people have resistance and they have blockages and they don't succeed in their teshuva. But says Rabbi Nachman, through reading Tehillim, even someone that doesn't have any motivation to do teshuva their heart will waken up to do teshuva, to return to Hashem. And they will find their way, their pathway, their channel to return to Hashem. And they will succeed in going in that channel, and it will be open for them. That gate will be open for them. All of this through reading Tehillim.